Hey, welcome back to BryteLink. Today we are covering batteries. Batteries. Dead batteries specifically. We'll be covering a myriad of devices and how to replace those batteries yourself and potentially save yourself a service call or having to have a technician come out and replace that for you. We'll be covering everything from the common door or window sensor all the way through things like hardwired takeover modules, smoke detectors, life safety, and key fobs. Before we get started, you're going to need a few basic tools. For example, a flathead screwdriver, a small flathead screwdriver, and a small Phillips head screwdriver. With these basic tools, you will be able to replace batteries in any of the devices for the ADT command panel sensors. Okay, in front of us we have a few different models of door or window sensors. We're going to start with the most common, which is the 6CT contact. This one is also probably the easiest to change the battery on. Simply take the sensor and one side has a backing, the other side moves, and pop it open. There's our battery. The type of battery is a CR123. It's a 3-volt battery. Pull that out, get a new one. There is a positive and negative indicating polarity. Put in the new battery, and you will see your status LED showing you that that battery has been replaced and working. Pop the cover back on. That's an easy one. The next is the 6 shock sensor. This sensor reads if a door is opened or closed, as well as if a door or window has been hit or damaged. Same thing, pay attention to the polarity and drop in that CR123 battery. Again, slide the cover back on and notch it into place. The next most common sensor is the 6 mini CT2. This one here, it would normally be mounted on a window or door. You'll need to slide that up and then remove the cover plate from this. And normally when it's mounted on something, you could just lift it off. But in this case, I'm going to need to use a screwdriver to get in here and pry it out, revealing the battery underneath. And this is a CR2 battery. Again, simply pull the battery out, pay attention to the polarity of the battery, and you would put the new one in and see your LED blink. Put that cover back on and notch down to lock that back in. Lastly, we have the 6 mini contact or sensor. And for this one, you'll need a larger flathead screwdriver. It has some notches on the sides. You'll put that in and twist your screwdriver to pop that cover plate up. See if I can get this here. This will reveal the CR2450 coin cell battery. You'll need to remove that, pull it out, get a new one. Again, keep in mind polarity. Put that back in, and then mount this back on the cover by simply starting at one end and snapping it into place. Always make sure to disarm your security system 2 times to clear out any tampers from replacing the batteries. Here we have a motion detector, a 6 PIR, and a 6 GB, or a 6 glass break. And I'm going to show you how to replace the batteries on these. So this would normally be mounted in a corner or on a wall. And to replace the battery, you'll need to press down on this button first, and then use your thumb, I find is easiest, to push down on the face of the motion detector. In doing that, you'll be able to pull it off of the back plate. Be very careful with these tabs down here. If you do not push this button down and you just pull the motion detector straight down without depressing this first, it will break these tabs and then you will have to replace that motion detector. But now that we've got it open, you can see we have our 3-volt CR123 battery. This can be difficult to get out with your fingers, so I recommend using a small flathead to pry out one side, pull your battery out, of course put in a new one, watching for the polarity, and then you'll take this and set it back into your back plate and push up. Next we have our glass break detector. Again, this would normally be mounted on a wall or a ceiling. And the glass break detector, simply twist it counterclockwise to release it from the back plate. I'm going to simulate this here. Counterclockwise twist, and then the back plate releases, exposing our 3-volt CR123 battery. Same thing, use a screwdriver, help it out, and pop this battery out, and then you can pop in your new battery. When remounting, it's helpful to see the set screw location and the mounting bracket. There's a piece that kind of extends out right here. And start like so and twist clockwise to lock that back into place. Okay, here in front of us now we have the smoke detector, smoke and heat detector actually, as well as a combo. The model on this is the 6 smoke, and this is the 6 combo. These guys would normally be mounted up on a ceiling facing down, so you'll need to get up to the smoke detector, reach it, and twist it counterclockwise. If you notice, there is a hash mark showing you where to twist to. Remove this from the ceiling. Now this one's brand new, but there are 2 batteries inside of here. And again, use a small flathead screwdriver to pry these batteries up and out. Now these ones do fit in pretty tight. Get new batteries, and for this, the batteries face the same direction. Polarity faces the same direction, so this battery goes in negative to positive, as well as this battery, negative to positive. Once you do that, take your smoke detector, find the hash mark on it, line that up, and twist clockwise to lock that into place. Be careful when doing this because the test button is right here. And if your hand holds down that test button, you could inadvertently send a fire alarm signal to the monitoring company. Here we have our 6 combo. This is a smoke, heat, and carbon monoxide detector. Again, normally this would be mounted on a ceiling. And to open this one, you'll need to take your hand and twist counterclockwise to release it from the back plate. Below here we have 4 CR123 batteries. And to replace these, you will definitely need a flathead screwdriver to pry each of these batteries out. You'll need to lift them all up, pull these out, and then of course, keep in mind the polarity. It is well marked on this. Put the batteries back in. Push all of those down secure, and then mount this back on the ceiling plate. A tech tip here, there is a set lever here that lines up with this small protruding piece of plastic. This will help you in remounting back on that plate. It goes in and then twists clockwise to set that back on. Of course, you'll need to disarm your security system 2 times to clear out any tampers on these devices. Here we have our 6 fob, or 6 FOB. And to open this, there is a notch on the bottom left-hand corner. You will need a flathead screwdriver. Simply slide that into the notch and twist. That will start the separation from the top and bottom plate. I like to continue with the flathead and the twist to the corner. That guy then opens up, and try to keep your buttons still in line with the fob, revealing the CR2032 battery underneath. This battery does go positive side down into the back. Once that's replaced, you can place your key fob cover back on and just push down and click that back into place. All right, next we have the WLTP100, or the secondary push button keypad. This would normally get power from a power supply as well as a backup battery built into the keypad. In the event that the battery dies or fails, I'm going to show you how to replace this battery. To start, on the bottom of this keypad, there is a lock and unlock switch. Many times there will also be a set screw that holds this into place. You will need a small flathead screwdriver. Remove the set screw, take that out, and move the switch to the left or unlock position. In doing that, I can now separate the keypad from the wall base plate, and it will fold out in this fashion off the wall. We now have our battery. I can take my battery and grab these cords and jiggle this out from the battery mounting bracket there and pull the battery out. This is the battery model if you wanted to order one of these online, or you can contact ADT and they will send one out to you as well. Put your new battery back in. It pops into place, and connect to the battery terminals. This does go in a certain direction, so keep that in mind. And push your battery cords underneath this little latch to hold those in place. This will help when remounting the keypad back on the wall plate. Grab your wall plate here, and there are 2 notches here on the top. Put that in first, and then roll the keypad back into place and lock your switch. And here you could put your set screw back on. Now we have the WTS700 touchscreen secondary keypad. In the event of a battery failure on this device, you'll need to turn it over to the back side, lift up on the kickstand, revealing the battery cover plate. Use your flathead screwdriver to pry the battery cover plate open. Take this off. Next, you'll need to use your screwdriver again to pop the battery out. Here's the battery. To me, it looks very similar to the old cell phone batteries. ADT can ship you out a new battery, or if you can find one online and order it, you'll take your new battery, same process. Keep in mind the connection points on the battery must line up with the connection pins on your keypad. Place the battery back in and roll it down and pop into place. Same thing with the battery cover plate. There are 2 notches on one side. Those must go in this direction first. and then pop that into place. And now you've replaced the battery on your secondary touchscreen keypad. Okay, lastly, in this example, we have a 6C2W. This is a hardwired to wireless converter. This battery replacement would also cover the wireless repeater or extender. It's the same form factor in replacing that battery as well. For this example, though, we have a hardwired to wireless translator. Replacing the battery on this can be fairly simple. On the bottom of the translator or repeater, there are two notches. You'll need to use a flathead screwdriver to press in on those notches and then separate the top cover plate from the bottom. This reveals the backup battery. It is also the same backup battery for the repeater. Simply remove that from the battery terminals, pull the battery out. The model on this battery is a 300-10342. It's a 6-volt, 2,480 milliamp battery. Get your new battery, place it in with the battery terminals facing upward, and insert that into the battery terminal space. Take your cover plate. There are two notches on the top of this that line up with the top of the wall plate. Set that on like so, and push down on the bottom to secure that back in place. Hey guys, I hope you found this video helpful in troubleshooting or replacing batteries for devices in your ADT command system. If we helped out in any way, if you could give us a like and a follow, that does help out the channel. And if you have questions, you can leave a comment down below and we'll make sure to get back to you as soon as possible. Have a great day. We'll see you soon.